Now you're ready for Chayu Hyung, step by step. But before we get started, let me explain to you a little bit of the meaning Chayu. Chayu means freedom. Now in this classical musical form, you will notice at the beginning, left hand overcomes the right hand. And in the middle, they'll clasp against each other. And at the end, you will see the right hand overcoming the left. Right hand represents the good, left hand represents the bad. And a little bit of philosophical meaning, freedom. At the beginning, you'll see left overcome the right, representing how bad is trying to take over the good. And in the middle, when they clash against each other, is good and bad fighting against each other. And of course, at the end, we would like to see good overtake the bad. So proper name freedom, or Chayu, is used for this classical musical form. Now, let's go through this step by step. And I will demonstrate this side view so you can get every little detail. Okay, first, bow. And repeat the name of the form, Chayu. Chayu Hyung. Left hand is outside, right hand inside, cross, forming an X. That is your ready stance. First move to the left, knife hand, fighting stance in a back stance. Now knife hand fighting stance, front hand does a knife hand block, the traditional knife hand block. And back hand by your chest, palm facing in as if you're in a fighting stance. From there you pivot and back punch. Or we call it reverse punch. Same thing to the other side. Look over to your right. Right hand over top, left hand on the bottom, skipping back. Again, knife hand fighting stance. Front hand is open, back hand closed by your chest. And then you pivot, again, back punch or reverse punch. Now make sure the other hand is by your face, open. Looking toward the front. Cross your left hand on the top, right hand on the bottom, skipping right foot back and then left foot forward. Again, in a knife hand fighting stance, back stance. Pivoting, back punch again. Stand up, look over to your back, right hand on the top, left hand on the bottom, and slowly, overhand, knife hand strike. Slow motion. From there, you pull back and throw a right leg side kick. Make sure you get a nice fold, guards up, thrust it out, refold, turn to the front, both hands open, knife hand block. Remember, it's not a fold where you reach back, but it's a cross knife hand block. Now you're ready for spin chop, knife hand blocks, and strikes. Let's first take this step by step, and we'll speed it up a little bit. You're going to step in and make a back stance. Same time, you're going to do inner block with the front hand, and knife hand strike with the back hand. And you're in a back stance. You continue to spin, crossing your right hand on the bottom, left hand on the top, which stays on the top, and does a knife hand block. And from there, you pivot and fast punch, come right back, and then slow punch. Now let's try that one smooth motion. Again, from across, knife hand block. Step through, spin chop, inner block, a knife hand strike, continue to spin, knife hand block, and fast punch. Come right back, and slow motion, punch. Now you turn to your back. Cross your right hand outside in an X position, looking to your back, and a break knife hand block. It's like a mountain block, except you turn your palm out. From there, you'll do high block, knife hand strike. High block with the front hand, and pivoting, knife hand strike with the backhand. From there, put your guards up, back leg front kick, step into it in a stomping position. Same time, cross your left arm on the top, right hand on the bottom, and a back fist strike. Right hand comes back by your rib cage, and in a cross standing stance. Once again, from a break, high block, chop, back leg front kick, and cross, stomp and back fist. Now from there, slide back with the left hand on the top, right hand on the bottom, and back stance, fighting stance, knife hand block. Pivoting, back punch. And from there, break, again, break block. Horseback riding stance. You're going to step through, inner block, and a knife hand strike in a cat stance. And you're going to continue that flow and throw your left arm out, and then pick up your back leg, which is your left leg, and bend your right leg, and jump, inside crescent kick, and hit your hand, or we call it a tornado kick. Right away, elbow strike in a horse stance. Right away, knife hand block down low. Backhand comes by your ribs, and again, right away, pivot, fast punch, and come back, slow punch. Now let's go through this series, little smoother motion. Okay, right here, you're in a horseback riding stance. Remember, the break block. Okay, ready? High block, chop. Back leg front kick, left, back fist strike. From there, slide back in a knife hand, fighting stance. Remember, you're in a back stance, punch, break in a horse stance, right away step through in a cat stance, chop, tornado kick, elbow, block down, fast punch, and slow punch. Break to the other side, horseback riding stance. Pivot, left hand high block, right hand chop. And back leg front kick, and this time, right back fist strike with the right hand on the top, and of course, cross standing position. You're going to turn to the other side and cross your left hand on the bottom, right hand on the top, in a natural stance, and slow motion, backhand strike. You're going to follow through with a back leg round kick, side kick, double kick. Right hand goes on the top, left hand goes on the bottom in a horse stance, slow motion, right backhand strike. From there, you will stand up and look to the other side, both palms facing out, left hand outside, and looking over your left shoulder, slow motion, high side blocks, as if you're doing a mountain block. Continue to look to your left, but you will turn counterclockwise, come up on ball of your foot, and your right hand goes outside. And you come up on ball of your foot where your legs cross, and then you come down, and slow motion again, high, double side block, as if you're doing mountain block. So let's try that. From the horse stance, you did a slow motion, backhand strike. You come up, cross. Slowly, block. You turn, come up on ball of your foot, block. These are your two high side blocks or mountain blocks. Now, uncross your leg. Take your right leg, step out into a front stance, left hand by your rib cage, right hand open. Slow motion, right hand does the inner block, and left hand, low groin strike. From there, high block with the right hand, reverse punch with the left. Right away, open your left hand, and then your right hand goes out and meets the left hand, and same time your hand rises as your feet come up together. This is your first break position. And remember, just like I explained to you before, on the first break, left hand opens, right hand closes. Break. In a slow motion, left hand wraps the right hand. Stepping forward in what we call a punching stance. Punching stance is like a front stance, except your back heel is off the floor. Left hand, palm facing out, as if you're doing a spear hand strike. Right hand comes your rib cage. Right hand from your rib cage, there's a spear hand strike, as if you're doing an uppercut. Back hand, there's a spear hand strike, straight back. Same time. And of course, fingers are tight. Stepping through, and from there, tension. Front stance. Both hands comes by your ribs, cross block low. Open both hands, cross block high. And by closing the wrist together, we catch. Right hand down, fast punch, and then double punch. Step back and repeat the same thing one more time. Bring your right hand by your rib cage, keep the stance, front stance, step back, cross block low, cross open hand block high, catch. This is where your wrist comes in and just brings it together. That's it. Your wrist is straight in an X, cross, just bend the wrist and bring it to the other side. Right hand, punch, and then of course, double punch. Now the kick series. Step up, don't forget your guarding position, front leg, front kick, back leg, roundhouse kick, and then front leg, side kick. As soon as you land, open the front hand, back or reverse punch, come right back, and once again, slow motion, back punch. As soon as you complete that series, quickly cross your left arm on the top, right arm on the bottom, and turn to your back in a back stance. Both hands are open. Top hand, there's a low knife hand block. Bottom hand, there's the high, open side block. Of course, same time. Your backhand drops, and when it comes up to meet the hands, again, hands and feet come up together. This time when you break, both hands are open. Break slow, and stop at a middle point where your hands are horizontal. And of course, they clasp right in the middle. Now, if you've gotten this far, you're on your way to second half of this form, because everything else from here is a repeat. Let's continue. Stepping forward with your left foot in that punching stance. Just like a front stance, except your back heel comes off, left hand aims, and right hand comes by your rib cage. And remember the spear hand strike, as if you're doing uppercut with your right, and left hand spear hand strike to the back. And from there, tension and a little bit lower stance. Keeping the same head level, slide in front stance. Cross block low, closed hand, cross block high, open hand. Remember the closing or the catch. Right punch and a double punch. Same thing, sliding back. Keep that stance, front stance. Cross hand low. Open hand high, catch, right punch, and double punch. Now the kick series. Stepping forward, make sure you have your guards up, front leg front kick, back leg roundhouse kick, and crossing behind, front leg side kick, fast punch, and then slow punch. And just like before, look to your back, Cross your left hand on the top, right hand on the bottom, both hands open. Quickly, cross your arms, and slow motion in a back stance, low, knife hand block, high, open side block. Now from here, if you remember the beginning, you were in this position. Right after you did your side kick, you did a spin chop. Well, that's what you're going to do, just like the beginning. And repeat the beginning part all over again. Except your hands are up high, opposed to the knife hand block. So, stepping through back stance, inner block, knife hand strike, continue to spin, knife hand block, fast punch, come back, slow punch. Right wrist outside, horse stance, break, block. Pivoting, right hand high block, left hand chop. Guards up, back leg front kick, and a left back fist strike. Remember, cross, standing position. And there's that fast sequence again with the tornado kicks. Let's go through that a little smoother. From there, stepping back, knife hand fighting stance. Punch, break, stepping through cat stance. Inner block knife hand strike, continue to turn. Tornado kick elbow strike, block down, fast punch, and slow punch. Break to the other side. Horseback riding stance. And then high block, chop again, back leg front kick, right back fist, and now you're ready to finish the form. Uncross your leg by bringing your left foot up. Same time, both hands up. Open. And right hand opens, left hand closes, and break right away. And right hand overcomes the left hand. And bow, please. That is end of Cha Yu Hyung.